Hi everybody, and welcome to my living room. We are in the coronavirus stay at home, and I thought, seeing that there's so many of my students stuck at home, that I would do some videos on how to practice at home. So it'll make your boring days go by a little bit quicker and improve your game at the same time. So I've got a little chipping mat. You can use a little piece of carpet if you want to, or any type of mat would be fine. And then what I've done is I've got a coin down on the carpet over here. That's my landing spot. And then I've got a pillow over there, just so the balls roll into the pillow and don't crash into the furniture. So most of the time when higher handicaps struggle with chipping, there's two elements that are important. One is feel. So how hard do I hit the chip? So most of the time they hit the chip okay, but it's too hard or too soft. A lot of the time when it's too soft, it's because they're taking the wrong club. So for those of you who've been to the school, you know that I chip with the least amount of loft possible. So my golden rule in chipping is fly the ball in the air as little as possible and roll the ball as much as possible. So when my landing spot, which is usually about 2 or 3 foot on the green, when that landing spot is a quarter of the way between my ball and the hole, then I chip with a 6-iron. If that landing spot is a third of the way between my ball and the hole, I chip with an 8-iron. And if it's halfway, I chip with a pitching wedge. So not too difficult to figure out what the right club is. It does become a little bit more complicated when you have slope. If it's uphill, you want to go up 1 club. If you're going downhill, you go down 1 club. So instead of chipping with a 6-iron, if I'm going downhill, I'll go to a 7. If I'm going uphill, I'll go to a 5. So once you understand that, and you can go to my website, there's other chipping videos that I've done outside where I explain this air time, ground time in a little bit more detail. But the second thing is how hard do I hit it, the feel. And the feel is a golden opportunity right here. If you're stuck at home, this is something you can start developing until this unfortunate pandemic recedes. And none of us know when that is going to happen. But the principle I use to develop feel is the same principle as a basketball player shooting hoops. So the basketball player looks at the rim and shoots. If the shot is too soft, next one is a little harder. If it's too hard, next one's a little softer. And he trains his eye to look at that rim and know exactly how hard. He's going to practice from different distances so that when he's playing in a game, no matter where he is on the court, he's going to get the ball, look, shoot. He doesn't have a lot of time to stand around. So he trains his eye to be able to know exactly how hard to shoot. So what you're doing here is you're training your eye to know how far back and how far through you're going to take the club. The final element of this is technique. And the technique for chipping is about as simple as you can get it. So if you put the ball position right in the middle and turn both toes about 45 degrees, that's going to put the ball position just behind the toes. If you put the club down, the butt of the club always over your lead thigh, in my case my left thigh. So that would be my chipping position, so that I'm actually, by having a little pendulum motion, I can catch the ball just very slightly on the downswing, and that's going to give me a nice little air time. So when I have a chip shot, if I put a coin down, that's going to be my landing spot. So sometimes I can have the coin close as I have it now. Sometimes I can have the coin a little further. Sometimes I'm going to chip with a 7-iron, an 8-iron, a 9-iron, sometimes a 6-iron. So you can experiment to develop feel and work on technique. So the ideal technique is that if you see, I've got a nice straight line down my left arm and shaft, and when I'm finished, that left arm and shaft is still in a straight line. What we don't want with chipping is that. You get that little breakdown, what you're doing is you're adding loft, and when you add loft, the trajectory is going to change and the ball is going to come up short. So you want to try and keep all of this. If you have an alignment stick in the house, take an alignment stick and put it under your fingers here, so that if you do that, the alignment stick will hit you in the ribs. I call that the punishment drill. So what I'm doing here is I'm training. So what I do is I look at my coin and I do a practice swing, and I'm thinking, okay, this is about how hard I want to hit it. So now when I go to the ball, there, I landed that right where the coin was, and it's just going to roll into the pillow and do no damage to the furniture. So by having the ability to actually land the ball on the coin, that was just a fraction short of the coin. I don't know if the camera's picking up that coin, but so if it's landing short, so remember this, every chip is an adjustment on the previous chip. So if the chip was a little too soft, next one I'm going to make my pendulum a little bit bigger. If I fly the ball a little bit too far, my next one, my pendulum is going to be a little smaller. So I'm going to adjust on every chip, and what I'm doing, so that's a little short. So now my next pendulum is going to be a little harder. So I'm training myself, I'm improving there. So that landed exactly where I wanted it to. So the next video I'm actually going to talk about putting indoors as well. There's a great tool that you can use to really improve your putting and your putting posture. If you want to access and send me videos on a regular basis, if you have the opportunity to go to the driving range, or whether you want to videotape your chipping at home, doesn't matter, but join my VIP program. There are 3 levels. There's a VIP Silver, where you can send me 2 videos a month, or there's the VIP Gold, which is unlimited videos. You can send me as many as you like. So you get someone to videotape you. Use the V1 app. The V1 app is free, so go on the website or on your phone, if you go to the App Store and type in V1 Golf, the letter V, the number 1, and GOLF. The icon is a red one. There's 2 that you'll see that'll come up. One is called V1 Golf and the other one's called V1 Pro. It's a black icon. Do not download that one. Only the red one. Then you have access to somebody videotaping you, and you can click on Send to My Pro and the video will be sent to me. I'll be able to access it, critique it, and send it back to you to give you good stuff to work on. So there's a start for your indoor practice to improve your golf. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.